You know, as a connoisseur of whiskeys and a self-identifying fat kid, one of my favorite things to do is find a really good bourbon and then pair it with a food, usually something classy. So we're gonna do that today. Let's roll that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to T-Rod Whiskey, the internet's most okayest whiskey review channel. If you guys are stopping by, you probably did it on accident, and that's okay. We're happy to have you here. If you could, just go ahead and smash that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the channel. Be on the lookout for some live streams. Should have a Patreon starting up sometime in the near future. Lots of cool stuff going on. So today, what we're gonna do is we are going to pair some whiskeys with some food. Easy enough, right? But specifically, we're going to pair whiskeys with snacky cakes.
Ooh, snacky cake, good day.
So, my favorite brand of snack cake would be Hostess, right? Nothing wrong with them. Readily available, cheap, a fat kid's delight, right? So I got 5 bottles lined up here with 5 different tasty treats, and we're gonna go through each of them one by one, and I'm going to give you some notes on why I think that they pair well. Should be a good time, or at the very least, cannon fodder for the rest of the internet. But without any more delay, let's get into that first one. All right, our first tasty treat is a Hostess cinnamon roll. So with that, I would recommend something a little bit heavy on the brown sugars. Bullet, bottled, and bond. Now, for those of you who watched my March Madness videos, which I don't think there were many of you, this one is like a Cinnabon in a glass. You get lots and lots of brown sugar, icing, cinnamon, a little bit of citrus. Really, really nice. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a bite here and just destroy my fingers. All those processed sugars, artificial icing. There is not a real food item in this thing. It is all preservatives and crap, and I love it. So then we have our bullet, bottled, and bond. And it's got that icing, that cinnamon, brown sugar, a little bit of a toasted oak note. It just helps pull more of the sweetness. The Cinnabon primes your palate for that whiskey, and they just go together so well. I absolutely love it. Our second delicious delight, a ho-ho. Chocolate cake, more chocolate on the outside, cream frosting in the middle. That calls for something like a Henry McKenna 10-year, also bottled and bond. Now, I know these have gotten some hate in the last couple of years because the last few years their batches haven't been great. I know the price went up right around COVID. And yeah, I'm lucky because this is like a 2019 bottling. But it is just a superb pour. At 10 years, this one might even be a little bit older than 10 years old. So go ahead and get a bite of our ho-ho here. Chocolate cake, a creamy marshmallowy frosting filling, and then you got like the hard chocolate on the outside. Then we go to our McKenna. Some of those deeper dark chocolate cocoa bean notes come out. Some of the wood caramels are really waking up. It just matches extremely well. Watching me chew, but priming your palate with something that pairs well with the whiskey is going to deepen the experience all around on the food side and on the whiskey side. So don't be afraid to kind of play around with things. Yeah, I'm choosing, Hostess products. Find some fruits, find some vegetables, find some meats. A good bourbon goes really well with smoked barbecue. All right, guys. This next one should be the fan favorite of the bunch. We have the iconic, the one and only, the instantly recognizable, the Twinkie. I mean, who doesn't love a Twinkie? Who doesn't love Twinkie the Kid? If you guys are watching this and you don't know who Twinkie the Kid is, you might be too young to be watching my channel. Or maybe you just didn't pay as much attention to the commercial advertising for snack cakes that I did. And it's part of the reason why I'm semi-overweight. I regret nothing. So, to pair with this wonderful example of culinary excellence, we have a bottle befitting such. This is the Jack Daniel's Bottled in Bond. Now, kids, pay attention. This is not the Jack Daniel's Bonded, although they are very similar. This is the Bottled in Bond Travel Exclusive. I have blinded this. I have seen others blind it. Compared to the Bonded that's on the shelf, this one is better. It does come in 1 liter bottles. It is relatively affordable. And I do have several backups because I get this really uncomfortable feeling that they're going to be taking it off of shelves at some point in the future here. So, now we get to go down to it. Let's just take a moment. Let's just breathe in the moment, right? Just bask in this for a second because this is every adult's dream, right? Like, you know, as a kid, you always wanted to eat like birthday cake for dinner, but you couldn't because your parents wouldn't let you. Stop and just observe for a moment. As an adult, there's no one to tell you you can't do that. Just, you know, throwing it out there for you. So let's go ahead and have a bite. Vanilla. A little bit of banana. Creamy filling. It's just light and fluffy and amazing and ridiculously affordable. Of how all the stuff that's terrible for you is like super accessible. And then we have our Jack Daniel's Bottled in Bond, which is just, oh my God, it's just a banana bomb. It is straight up banana cream pie, bananas Foster on the nose, toasted bananas. So good. You got some oak in there. It's really good. If you guys have the opportunity to stop by a duty free or like an international bottle shop and you can get this bottle over the Bonded, I implore you to do so. This ratchets up that sweet banana note to like a 10. This is like banana cream pudding. It's smooth, it's encompassing, it covers your entire palate, but it does so uniformly. So you're getting that same taste on the front, back, the sides. Banana cream pie, banana pudding, all day long. And then the finish just lingers really, really well. This might be my favorite pairing so far. Full disclosure, guys, I eat more Twinkies than any 35-year-old man probably should. It is one of my... It is on the long list of guilty pleasures that I indulge in. Jack Daniel's himself could not come up with a finer pairing than this, and I'm certain of that. He would be a fan of this if he were alive today. I know there's at least one of you that's like Instacarting Twinkies right now. That's lazy. Go to the store. It'll be faster. Just exquisite. On to the next one. All right. Next is the snowball. The pink snowball. I know there's a white snowball too. I don't exactly know what the difference is other than maybe the color makes it a little bit more identifiable. I don't know if they did away with the white one when Hostess unfortunately filed for bankruptcy a few years ago. But regardless, you have a mound of marshmallowy, fluffy, godly goodness in the middle with some chocolate cake around it. And then I think like some vanilla icing and then coconut. Now, not the biggest coconut fan. However, I will tell you my fiance is a just fiend for coconut. Loves it. So the whiskey that we chose to pair with this reflects that. And some of you may have not had a chance to try one of these yet, but if you haven't, I would highly recommend finding a way to get your hand on a bottle of this and do so immediately. Because we chose to pair it with, this is a King's Family Distillery Bourbon, 107 proof. Now, yes, this is, if I'm not mistaken, Distilled in Indiana. So this is MGP. Okay. Let's just get that out there. It is. It's MGP. However, I don't know what it is about this particular bottle, if it's just this batch, or maybe it's all the barrels that they got from MGP for their bourbon. This has a very, very strong coconut characteristic to it. I get little bits of chocolate and molasses that should pair really, really well. Wake up a lot of those deeper, sweeter notes in the bourbon. So we'll give this a shot. Admittedly, I am not the biggest Snowball fan, but I'm doing it for you guys. This is me making sacrifices for the channel, okay? I actually like the coconut. There's not vanilla frosting on the outside. That is like a straight up, that's a marshmallow. That is like a peep around the outside of it. So then we're gonna go into our fabulous bourbon here. Okay. And I don't know if I'm smelling the coconut from that or on this, but there's coconut, wood, burnt wood, a little bit of a sugary note. Those chocolates poke out immediately. The coconut note, it like rounds out the palate. It's on the outside of your palate, right? Just the edges of your tongue. Not at the front or the back, but the sides, for certain. This is already a really, really good bottle. This was sent to me for purposes of review by King's Family. If you guys are watching this video, thank you 1,000 times over. Thank you for sending this. This is fantastic. It has been well enjoyed. We got less than half a bottle left, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out a way to get more from you guys, because this aggression will not stand, man. This is really good stuff. This is something that I would consider to be like a Weller 107 fighter. It is bold and approachable and sweet and well-rounded. Dark chocolate and coconut. You know, I would say I'm going to take another bite of the Snowball, but I don't want to. Okay, well, last but not least, we have the ever recognizable cupcake. That's it, the Hostess cupcake. I have eaten hundreds, maybe thousands of these in my lifetime, and they are fantastic. Chocolate cake, cream-filled, chocolate and vanilla icing on the top. 2 to a pack, you know, double the bang for your buck, double your flavor, double your fun, whatever you want to say. It's just fun. It's just good old-fashioned fun. You guys remember Hostess stores, like the Hostess outlet stores, where you go and get like a loaf of bread for like 49 cents, and then they had like the fruit pies and cupcakes, snowballs, Twinkies, Cinnabons, Ding Dongs, all those fun things. Good times, man. Good times. I miss it. But with this one, such a special snack requires a special pour. And that's why I would be reaching for this Peerless Double Oaked Bourbon. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with Peerless. I love their bourbon. I hate their price point. I think they are very pricey for most of their market offerings. Their single barrels, I think, are also very highly priced. That is my only knock. I think Peerless makes some damn good whiskey. I think they charge way too much for it. I understand that they're kind of flirting with that line between a craft distillery and like a full distillery, and I did take the tour and it was very nice, and the single barrels that I tried were really good and really well done. But I didn't buy one because it was $170, and guys, I can't justify $170 unless it literally sets my world on fire. And while the one that I wanted was it was a rye single barrel, it was really good, I could not justify that money. But I do have a bottle of the Double Oaked. I got it from a local store here in town in Michigan, 107.3 proof. This is a batch 18. I don't know what that means or if it means anything to you guys out there in internet land, but let's get to the sampling. Let's get to the pairing, the best part. Cupcakes always seem a little bit moister than, say, like a ho-ho or a ding-dong. They just do. But again, chocolatey, marshmallow, just, you know, classical. What are you going to do? Yep, chocolate and oak. Just, that's what I get, chocolate and oak. Like a sweet, like sweet milk chocolate and oak. Not like a baker's bar or anything like that. Oh. The savory, no. There's like a savory note to this. It's almost like a smoky, like a smoked, sweet milk chocolatey taste comes off of this. And I really truly feel like the cupcake had something to do with that, because I don't remember getting that taste off of this before. Not to say this isn't a great bottle. For $100, it's pretty good. There's something else in there. Not quite herbal. It's not tannic, but it's kind of almost like an effervescent kind of note, that where it's kind of dancing above my palate, but it's not really like getting into it, you know? But it's really good. By the way, guys, if I've got stuff in my beard, mind your business. Let it happen. This is just, you know, a double oak is always going to be sweeter, in my opinion. It's going to have a chance to pull out more wood sugars. It's going to kind of round out those obtrusive edges a little bit. And this does a really good job of it. At 107 proof, I mean, that's right in my wheelhouse. That 105 to 115 area is kind of like where I like to live. And then, you know, I like to visit that 130, 140, sometimes the 80 proof if I think it's really good, or if I'm in a scotchy kind of mood. But I think that's a great pairing right there. That is something. There's a second cupcake in this tin. I might be reaching for that in just a minute here, but that's it, guys. I mean, it's simple. You know, you want to try and put together a food and whiskey pairing? Start with a food. Or maybe start with a whiskey. Pick one end of the spectrum and then find something with a agreeable characteristic that is going to match up with it. It's really not rocket science. I know I was super intimidated by the idea of pairing food and whiskeys. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've had people over, had parties where I put together charcuteries, or I've put together snack trays, and you know, the whiskeys that we're drinking reflect that. You want something savory, smoky? Okay, I'm looking at a bottle of peg leg porker that would be fantastic. I don't know, maybe a nice rye, depending on the time of the year and what I'm serving. I don't know. A lot of these would be considered dessert whiskeys in a lot of classes, because I'm eating, you know, the snack cakes. But it is what it is, man. Drink what you like, eat what you like, put them together, enhance your experience. Because that's what this is about. I've got 1,000 bottles, 1,100 bottles down here, and I'm sure that there's people that would chastise me for it and really are like, oh my God, you have too many. Yeah, maybe. My fiance would probably agree with you. There's like a little bit too much. But regardless, it's about enjoyment. It's about sharing it with people that care. So the next time you're having friends over, go out and buy yourself a case of Twinkies. Be like, hey guy, I got this bottle of Jack Daniels and this case of Twinkies. What are we going to do about it? You know, just some, there you go, throw it out there, some free life advice. But that's what I got, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Keep an eye out for more live streams. We had our first live stream recently. It went very well. Plan on doing another one of those. Patreon it's coming. It is coming. It is a project that I'll probably be working on this week, trying to get that up and running. I'll have some spare time on my hands. Until next time, guys. Cheers.